Today is going to be the rest of the San Diego Comic-Con Funko Pops that I picked up. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, and become part of the Wayneko crew. My name is Wayne, and this is Wayneko. Now, like I was saying just a second ago, today is going to be the rest of the San Diego Comic-Con Funko haul that I picked up from their site, right? And kind of like you've seen in the intro, right? So I had a lot of problems trying to get these guys, as so many of us did, right? So I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, because it's definitely a dead horse at this point. And that's why that's why the intro was no longer than it was with the little waiting thing, right? Because look, I sat there for 40 or 45 minutes before it finally kicked me out. But luckily enough, I had my wife, and she was logged in. So if it wasn't for her being logged in, I would have gotten none of these things, and I would have had to try and like work the secondary market to pick these up. So luckily enough, I picked up what I picked up, right? We're gonna get these guys open. We're gonna take a look at them. This has been a long awaited unboxing for me as well as you, right? So I'm glad that we're here to check this out together. Let's get this guy out of the box and see which one this is. So this one right here, this one is an ad icon, so it is one of my favorites out of the group, right? All of the ad icons to me just have a special place in my heart anyways, but this one in particular has a really special place in my heart. He is number 100 out of the group. His price has went through the roof, so much further than I would have ever seen it going, just to be totally honest with you. I would have never seen his price going in the direction it did, but so far he's like at $100, which is just insane, because you know that they're going to come out with other ones, right? They've came out with this one now. They're going to come out with other ones. People, be patient. Be patient. Be patient. Be patient. I can't tell you like what the cost of patience is. The cost of patience is $100 versus $40. Be patient. I'm gonna get all of these guys unboxed this way, then we'll start like going through them that way. I don't know which ones they are. Like I said, this is my first time unboxing them as well. I do know which ones I have though, so a little bit unfair. So we picked up this guy now. Now the Anchorman Pops, my wife actually wanted these guys. So there's two of these that she wanted, and then there's two of them that I wanted, and plus the sodas that you've already seen the sodas. And if you haven't seen the sodas, go back real quick, check out the video with the San Diego Comic-Con Funko sodas, and then come back over here real quick. I mean, because that look, the sodas have quickly like came one of my favorite lines that Funko is making. And which one do we have there? Do we have, okay, so we have another one of the Anchorman. This is very comical, Will Ferrell, and this is a great movie. Look, if you don't like the Anchorman, there's something like a little off about our situation at this moment. And I say that, so I didn't really look at these guys. Like I said, my wife picked these up and threw them in her cart because she just wanted them. So they're new to me. So I'm gonna say that they're hers, but they're kind of mine because they'll go in my collection. And oh, check this guy out. You can't go wrong with a good turtle. Now, it doesn't look like I got a con label on any of them. Even though this sticker is quite small compared to the rest of the stickers, which is kind of odd. We're gonna start getting these guys out of the box though. So let's start with Anchorman, because we have two of those versus those guys. So we'll start with these guys. So this is gonna be Ron Burgundy, and this is gonna be in his pajamas with his dog. And what do we have here? So we have Ron Burgundy with his coffee. So let's see, let's think about this. Let's get Ron Burgundy out with the dog first. All of these boxes look really good. I know that some of us have had some problems with the boxes coming in absolutely wrecked. I don't see that on any of my boxes. If anything, they're a little too crispy. I mean, which is a good thing, right? I mean, that's never a bad thing when they come in too crispy. There's lots of exciting things going on, and just here recently I started a Patreon. So if you're into things like that, a part of my Patreon is super simple. I made it a 1-tier level. So go over, the link is in my the link is in the description. Go check out my Patreon. My Patreon has 1 tier, right? And it's only going to have 1 tier, and I did that because I only wanted to do one thing. I want to do a Patreon only live giveaway every month, right? So for the price of a coffee, you get to join this live giveaway that I'm going to have once a month. And as the Patreon grows, so will my giveaway, right? So my giveaway might start off as a con pop or a common pop, and as the Patreon gets bigger, so will the giveaway. Let's take a closer look at this guy. Now, this one is Ron Burgundy, right? But he has his dog, but we're going to take another look at him in just a second. So just looking at him at first glance, he looks very well done. I don't know that I necessarily remember this part of the movie. I'm sure that I should remember it, and I'm sure that my wife remembers it because I know that we watched it in more than one occasion. The paint job on him looks very, very well done, but there wasn't a whole lot for them to mess up in the paint job of him, right? I mean, it just wasn't a whole lot for him to mess up. Then we have this guy. So it's going to be his dog that it looks like the exact same pajamas on that he does. I really like these guys when they come in these little 2 sets like that. It's just a little like bonus, right? Even though he's not very big. I mean, he is really tiny. And if you left him out of the box, I mean, I'm willing to bet the odds of you losing him are extremely high because he is so small. Really cool, really, really awesome, really excited that I got to pick these guys up. Look, there were so many of us that didn't get to pick up what I got to pick up. That's why I'm just simply not going to complain, and I'm not going to beat a dead horse about it. Look, we all know that their site was messed up, their shipping site. It wasn't necessarily their site. They kind of put it off on their shipping site, which to me means it's your fault, right? Because you hired the shipping site that was taking care of this that eventually just screwed everybody. I mean, that's what I'm going to say to that, and then we're going to leave it alone. So they show 5 of these guys on the back. 4 of them, 3 of them are Burgundies, and then you have 2 other characters from the movie, and I can't quite remember their names right offhand, but it shows 5. He's number 948 out of the group. They have, the movies and the TVs are getting really high up in the numbers that they are into now, and I mean, that's so think just in this series, there's 900 and some odd of these made just in the movie line. Now, that's not counting the TV line or the icon line or the television line. I mean, so the amount of pops that they're getting in these are getting way up in the numbers. Let's take a closer look at it. I wanted to get him out of the box and take a closer look at him while we're talking about the Anchorman. Really awesome movie. I mean, look, this is probably to me one of the funniest movies that they made in this year, and I want to say it was early 2000s that they came out with this. He's a really well done pop as well. I mean, you can tell that his arms are glued on, so his arms are not just one piece. This is not one solid mold. It is different molds, so it's probably four molds right there. But in the end of the day, it's still really cool. There is some paint spillover right there on his mustache, which is kind of odd. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but you know, Funko tends to have a problem with paint spillover as it is. Now, for con pops, these 2 pops are really awesome pops. Have the same hairline, have the same everything, probably even the same head sculpt, just on different bodies. So, really, really awesome. This is what I am excited to see, though. So let's get Michelangelo out of his box. Michelangelo is holding a surfboard that has got I want to say it's the con like sticker on it. Now I don't know because I haven't seen these in person. They are showing 10 of these in the group, and so I'm just going to throw it out there that I think they must be coming out with 10 more. He is 1019 out of the television group, which is, like I said a second ago, it's getting way up in there in the numbers. This and my Jack in the Box are the 2 that I was super excited to get my hands on. So these were the 2 that I went after in the con because I just knew that this one was going to sell out super fast, and I don't remember how fast it sold out, but I knew it was going to be faster than some of the other ones, right? I mean, like the Ron Burgundies. Let's face it, the Ron Burgundies just weren't for everybody, right? They just simply weren't for everybody. This is, oh man, guys, this one right here, this is a really awesome pop. Let's take a closer look at him. Now, this one right here is a really awesome pop, and like I said, I thought it, kind of had the con sticker, and that kind of looks like the con sticker, but not really. I mean, it's a little different than that at the end of the day, but you still see the San Diego Comic-Con International on there. This right here gives them so much room to come out with so many other turtles just like this, with the surfboard, with the New York Con, with the Emerald City Con, with the so they now have a chance to come out with these turtles in every con. He has little pizza slices on his shorts. I hope you can see that in the camera. Very, very well done pop. And so far I don't see a whole lot of paint spillover. I do see a little bit right here in there, but I mean it's not enough that it's a deal breaker for me. There's a little like paint like spilt right there on his foot, which is kind of funny. I don't necessarily know that I've ever seen that, and I'm not going to try and chip it off too much. But at the end of the day, this is a pop that I can get excited for. I mean, oh man, this is seriously a pop that I can get excited for. Really, really like this pop. He did not come with a stand, so he's going to stand all on his own. Really, really well done pop. Now, let's talk about my Patreon a little again, guys. My Patreon will be in the description. Like I said, this is going to be a super, super, super intro page. This is going to be a super like entry level to a Patreon, right? I mean, it's because I'm charging you the cost of a coffee to simply come in and enter in the Patreon only giveaway. So once a month I'll be going live. We will do a Patreon only giveaway. Now that doesn't mean that the only people in the live feed will be members of the Patreon. That just means that the only people that will be eligible to win the Funko that month will be in the Patreon. And it's going to cost you less than some coffees. I mean, my daughter, to be completely honest with you, probably spends more money on a cup of coffee some days than you're gonna spend a month on this Patreon. So if that's something that you get into and something that you want to do and you want to help support the channel, all of the money that comes in off the Patreon is just going to go back into buying more Funkos, to buying more gear, camera equipment, lighting, sound. There's just so much, you know, the services we have to pay for, like StreamYard, so much stuff that's going to go back into. So none of that's going to come into my pocket. It's going to go back into the let's get the Funko for the next month's giveaway, or let's get a little bit better sound quality, right, for all of us. So it's just going to go back into this channel. And if that's something you're into and something you want to do, I truly appreciate it. Go on over there, check that out. But right now, let's get a closer look at this, guys. So this one and my Michelangelo were the two that I wanted. Now, I did not see him going through the roof. Never once did I say that he was going to sell out as fast as he did, or the price of him was going to go up in the manner in which it did. But it has, and I don't see it coming back down for a long, long time. Not as long as someone's willing to pay it. The price of him is going to stay where it's at. Now, looking at him, he's a very well done pop. I don't see any paint spillover, which is surprising considering that's going to be paint, and that blue on that white is going to be paint. I mean, so they must have took some veterans to make this one, because it does have so many cases for so much bad doing in the paint. I mean, they even got his belt buckle, and I'm hoping that the camera picks that up. The detail work that goes into some of these is just insane, and sometimes when you're looking at the ability they had to mess up and they didn't is also insane. Like I was saying, I did not predict this one to sell out as fast as it did, and I did not predict the price for it to go up in the way that it's going, because the last time I checked, I mean, they're sitting at $100. I mean, some of them, like with the con stickers, I even think they have on like 200 and something bucks. Do I think they're going to get that? No. But that's still what they're asking, right? I mean, you can ask 20,000, doesn't mean you're ever going to get it. But that's simply what you see some of them on eBay for right now, and I see them selling at the $100 marker. And I'm just going to hold on to this one, and we're just going to ride him out. Now, don't forget to go check out my Patreon if that's something you're into. We just started this Patreon. I think it's going to be the start of some really, really good things for this channel. I mean, because it's just going to simply fund the next pop, right? So the bigger the Patreon gets, the bigger the prize for the monthly giveaway for the Patreon onlys, right? So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about it. Don't think about it too long though. Like I said, it's cheaper than a cup of coffee, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to add some more features onto it as we go, and as I get used to how this all works. I mean, because it's adding more on my plate, right? So I'm going to try and baby myself into it, and then I'll just jump in both feet. But thank you for watching. Don't forget, subscribe to this channel, turn on those notifications, and become part of the Wayneko crew. There is no Wayneko crew without you, and I cannot stress how important it is to turn on those bell notifications. As my friend over at the Dead Skeleton Show says, become a ding dong. Go ahead, hit it, become a ding dong. Thank you for watching, guys. Until next time, have a good one.